As I understand it, Paul, Lucas went back and actually digitally put.
Yeah, so he put, yeah, it was Sebastian, initially Sebastian Shaw, I think his name was the original actor. Anyway, yes, Hayden Christensen, good Canadian boy. They inserted him back
Yeah.
into Return of the Jedi, which became a bit problematic because it was old Obi-Wan and young Anakin. So now I'm curious, after this Obi-Wan series, if we're going to get another revision. Maybe it'll be Ewan McGregor in there now. I'm not sure, but
Well, you make an interesting point about this, Frank, that maybe there's a rationale, if there is a rationale, for why they changed the Darth Vader Anakin character in that final scene where he appears, sort of as a sort of redeemed sort of soul almost. As he's back in his youthful state, which perhaps suggests he's back to his kind of pre-evil innocence phase or something like that. Yeah.
Exactly. Well, he's redeemed, and this reminds me anyway of the Transfiguration. So there's an afterlife, and it eerily looks like that, the Transfiguration. But the real interesting thing is, we answer the question: can bad people go to heaven? And the answer is only bad people go to heaven, because anyone is redeemable. Because you don't gain salvation by moral success or lose it by moral failure. It's all grace. And so once Darth Vader decided that he had enough of the Emperor and he was going to side with Luke, he was redeemed. And there is an afterlife.
It's works-based,
of course.
Yeah, so that's kind of, in a sense, it's the story of redemption told in the Star Wars kind of mode. Now, obviously, he doesn't turn to Christ to have his sins forgiven. It's kind of some kind of, I've turned to the light side from the dark side kind of motif going on. But I suppose, that theme is there, isn't it? This idea that even bad people, even someone as awful as Darth Vader, in his final moments, he receives redemption. And somehow we're okay with that, aren't we? And that's interesting. Paul, what's your feeling on this idea of the salvation, ultimately, of Darth Vader and how it might relate to the Christian story?
One can draw the afterlife connections. Those are obvious in the Star Wars universe. It's actually very much a works-based system on who gets to live afterwards. There's no one you put your trust in. The interesting thing about Luke, and you were saying Luke with the fear, and I'm preaching on the wrong side of this here, but that's fine. Luke was connected with people. Luke had a connection with Leia and with his friends that Anakin didn't have. Anakin felt like he was betrayed by everyone, and that he lost all of his friends, and it was this loss of connection, ultimately that made Anakin go to the dark side, as opposed to Luke, who found his family, right, his selected family, and so I think those could be drawn to Christian themes. I'm sure as well. Frank has great ways of connecting all these stories to Sunday school type lessons. But again, I kind of if I'm arguing on the naturalistic side of things, these are the kind of things that people do find, their redemption in, that you put others before yourself, and that, in an altruistic social species, that is considered a great virtue, whether with or without a God. That altruism and finding your family and love, are things that we humans value.
For more conversations between Christians and skeptics, subscribe to the Unbelievable podcast. And for more updates and bonus content, sign up to the Unbelievable newsletter.